Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Semgrep's pre-Black Hat sneak peek webinar. Fun fact, I just learned the name Black Hat doesn't actually come from the Black Hat hacker stereotype. It was really just a necessity because the conference that will make you check every outlet in your hotel room for a hidden camera wouldn't fit on the name badges. We're here today to give you a high-level overview of what we've got cooking for Black Hat and where to find us. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of lowbrow humor mixed in because we believe that security and comedy should both be end-to-end encrypted. We'll be your hosts. Hi, I'm Randall. And with me is my partner in product marketing crime, the peanut butter to my jelly, the reachability analysis to my SCA tool, Sweet Pete Zavlaris. Pete, how's it going and what have we got going on?
Just excited to talk about all the things that we're going to be sharing over at Black Hat. Yes, and my name is Pete Zavlaris, as Randall said, and I will actually be there. They do let me out, and so hopefully I'll see some of you there at our booth, where we'll share exactly with you where we will be and where you can find us. We've got a lot going on all over the show, just in terms of things we'll be demoing, partnership places we will be meeting with partners, events that we're hosting. So it's very exciting. But really, my job here is to run you through some of the things that we're going to be demoing. And I'm really excited to share some of our, So let's move on to the next slide.
I love that. But first, we've got some Semgrep hats to give away today. Stay tuned until the end when we'll have some trivia questions. So get your keyboards ready. First correct answer in the chat gets that sweet, sweet swag. And by sweet, I mean vendor booth suite and not hotel minibar suite, because we only got approval for the first one. Now, Pete, for those that might be newer to Semgrep, could you tell us a little bit about who we are and what it is that we do here?
Absolutely. So we are actually a modern SaaS SEA and secrets detection platform. Our engine, Semgrep engine, is actually the most popular open source SAST tool. We have millions and millions of people using it. And some of the things that we've built in recently and over our time into our commercial product is really being able to leverage all of the innovations in LLMs and artificial intelligence combined with static deterministic analysis. We really see that as the key to success in providing the best possible SaaS, SEA, and secrets platform for our customers.
Right on. If any of that sounds like it's right up your alley, come meet us at the Semgrep booth, number 5221. We'll be doing live demos of the stuff that you'll see here today. Don't worry, there shouldn't be any malicious QR codes. The last time I scanned one of those at Black Hat, I accidentally joined a crypto cult and my Nest thermostat started speaking Italian. But that's not all. Bring a hat and we'll toss a Semgrep patch on there for you. Whether it's V1 or V2 for you, you'll be turning heads and passing checks with these 4 brand new designs made just for Black Hat. No hat, no problem. We'll have a few colors in stock. We've got you and your head covered. However, if you've got a massive melon like me, which we've already talked about, you might want to bring your own. We will also have a special surprise for CISOs with badge and a gold card with a shadow rule set QR code. Stickers will be available at our events only this year because the conference says no stickers on the floor, which is wild. You know, they'll let somebody set up a fake cell tower in the hallway, but a vinyl decal, no, that's just chaos. We'll also have AppSec All-Star Tanya Janka hanging out with us on Wednesday, August 6th from 12 to 1 and Thursday, August 7th from 2:30 to 3:30, signing and giving away copies of her latest book, Alice and Bob Learn Secure Coding. It's a great read. I cried, I laughed, and I immediately rotated all of my API keys. We'll even have some more of the Semgrep crew live at the booth, giving demos, handing out swag, and answering questions. They may also possess the power of foresight because they told me in advance, you're going to love what we're doing. You'll find us at booth 5221. I repeat, 5221. And in private meeting room BML 861 in the back, which I assume is for private demos and discrete blackjack lessons. Just kidding. We love math, and we're on your side. Word of caution, though, we have heard reports of mythical creatures roaming the floor, harvesting human teeth, and setting up fake Wi Fi networks. Basically, they're pen testing your dental plan. And before we get into the real meat and potatoes of this call, we've got a few events to talk about. Tuesday, August 5th, the Executive Sandbox with Semgrep and Sysdig for some hands-on, dirt under your fingernails fun. Then we're taking over Omega Mart for snacks, drinks, and surreal art. It's the only Black Hat after party where you might leave with a gallon of quantum mustard and a sense of existential dread. Thursday, August 7th, we've got the Sub-Zero Social Hour at -5 Ice Bar, which coincidentally is also what we call waiting for your Uber in Michigan in February. Also Thursday, level up at MGM Grand from 7 to 10. We've bought out the entire floor, open bar, snacks, and a massive gaming setup. Rumor has it, Semgrep co-founder Luke O'Malley will run a Call of Duty 2v2 double elimination LAN tournament, Xbox style. If you're good, you might win. And if you're bad, you still might win because the bar is open. For more details and to register, head on down to semgrep.dev/events before it's too late. Now, let's get technical, shall we? Pete, what's going on?
Okay, I will take over here. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. All right. Thank you again, Randall. So today we're going to run through some of the new and exciting things that we intend to demonstrate live at Black Hat. So first we're going to go through Semgrep code. For those of you who may not be familiar, Semgrep code is our SAST tool. And really where we differentiate ourselves is our ability to really sort through the noise, find the signal, provide you with accurate findings. In addition, our developer experience that now also leverages artificial intelligence to make things very easy and straightforward from a understanding what a vulnerability is, what you need to do about it, and getting guidance on how to fix it all right within right within existing workflows like pull requests and tickets. We also cover the most languages as well to ensure our accuracy. So here's something that's going to be released into the product that we really want to show at Black Hat. And this is a new version of our kind of homepage for those of you who are familiar with our dashboard. And this one is really going to be more actionable and from a perspective of taking a look at what are the findings, right? When we log into our SaaS tools, we see lots and lots of findings, right? We give you the ability to sort through those findings, very quickly, and get to the ones that you care about, just by going through and using things like our artificial intelligence, and using other things like the ability to sort on the criticality of a vulnerability, the likelihood it's going to be released, what's really cool, sorry, the likelihood it could be exploited, and if it's exploited, how dangerous it might be. The other thing that we are excited to talk about is our partnerships with Palo Alto Networks and Sysdig, where we're actually going to be implementing runtime information as well. So for those of you who've known us for a while, we are static analysis tool. We actually will have runtime data available to you as well to help identify vulnerabilities in code that's public facing or in the cloud. And then really the thing that customers love about us the most is this ability to take that big number and bring it down by using our artificial intelligence and other methods to triage false positives, and really false positives that are contextual false positives. And that we're going to hit on that more and more in this presentation. So first of all, this is actually now zooming into a vulnerability card for those of you who are existing customers. You will notice we've made a few changes here just to make things a little bit easier on you and make it easier for you to understand the context of a vulnerability and going through it and analyzing it. And really, we just want to help you save time, right? We want to help you make sure you're able to quickly ascertain, hey, is this a actual artificial intelligence decided that this was a false positive, that our deterministic analysis surfaced as a true positive? Are we certain? Are we comfortable with the accuracy? Turns out 96% of the time, we get agreement that what our artificial intelligence has flagged as a false positive is truly a false positive. But you know us well, we provide you with transparency. You can actually go through and spot check these things yourself. The next new thing we're really excited to share is that we are using agentic triage now. So we are making it more automated to triage out false positives than it had been in the recent past. And so what you're looking at is a new view for code that helps you create filters and sort through findings. And we give you, a sense of, all right, this is your list of, for instance, provisionally ignored. So that would maybe requires you to take a quick look at it. Uh, we're also, as we talked about earlier, really excited to share that with our integrations and our partnerships with Sysdig and Palo Alto networks, we can actually provide you more information on where we find vulnerabilities in code that is either in the cloud or just in general internet facing or essentially live code, as opposed to static code, which has been the limit of where our detection has been in the past. Now, when we talk about our kind of big, bold announcement and story we're going to be telling at Black Hat is this notion of zero false positive AppSec, which we understand is an incredibly bold claim, and one that many security companies have been making for many years. But what we want to talk about is what really differentiates our ability to reduce false positives is really context. And that's critically important, we're finding. So you have your deterministic tools that can flag, bugs as right. And we have our artificial intelligence that's going and checking and determining are those true positives or not. However, there's going to be things that are just contextual to your organization that these tools would never be able to find on their own. So with this new capability we call assistant memories, you can actually, you or your developers can make comments and give our system some context so we can better understand. Maybe we found a vulnerability where you have some sort of a sanitizer in place that you want to tell us about. You can actually tell our artificial intelligence about this sanitizer, and every time that we see a vulnerability that flows through the sanitizer, we will no longer mark that as a true positive. So you're increasingly improving the quality of the triage by simply in a natural language explaining to us context of your organization. It's really robust. We have customers like Copper and other customers as well telling us that since they've been using memories, they have yet to find a false positive. Now, the other thing that we want to provide organizations with, right, is not just detecting, but also quickly and easily addressing vulnerabilities. And that's a recurring theme through some of the new features that we've put out and that we're going to be sharing with the Black Hat. One in particular, we've had this for a little while, but we've run some really important improvements, and that is artificial intelligence providing recommendations on how to fix. We're really expanding that. So it's really cool here. You can say, all right, for instance, here's this vulnerability we found. Our recommendation is import a secure logger. And that just gives the devs the context that they need to quickly fix the problem and make life a lot easier on them. Cool. So that is the end of code. Now we're going to talk about some of the things that we're really excited to showcase for supply chain, which is our SCA third-party code static analysis tool. And for those of you, again, who may be a little bit newer to Semgrep, or maybe you're using another product, it's really a similar value proposition with supply chain, right? It's about signal to noise, our ability to use artificial intelligence. We throw a few extra nuances in there, like our reachability, which we'll talk about as well. But at the end of the day, the goal here is to quickly and easily, whether it's your code or whether it's third-party code, tell you if there are bugs in that code that can be exploited, that are vulnerable and that can cause significant harm to your organization. So in a similar vein, we have our new improved dashboard view that essentially shows you the big number go down, where we show you how we triage out the different vulnerabilities that we find based off of different pieces of information that you can drill into as you have in the past. And really, the key here, the things that we're really optimizing for is being able to very quickly offer you the intersection of vulnerabilities that are reachable. They're of critical to high severity. There's a good chance that if someone discovers them, that they can exploit them. And then the newest nuance that we're excited to share with you as well is helping you understand how much of an impact it will be to resolve this vulnerability. So looking at the safety of an upgrade, and we'll talk about that. And well, but the idea here is to really dramatically reduce the amount of triage work you need to do to get to that priority list, the ones that you really truly care about addressing, and then you can work backwards from there. So it does really still start with reachability. Artificial intelligence is great. But at the end of the day, and what really we're finding differentiates us, even from an LLM-based system, is you do need to have things like data flow analysis. You do need to have things in the deterministic world, and you do need to have things like reachability when it comes to third-party SEA tools. And to clarify for those who may not be familiar, all we're saying with reachability is basically, look, you might be using a code library, however, that is vulnerable, excuse me, that there's vulnerabilities present, but are you actually using that part of the code library? That's really the key. And with our data flow analysis and tracing, and our ability to look deep into the function level of a third-party third-party library, and our ability to understand the context of your application, we can actually tell you if a vulnerability is being pulled into your application and if it is something you need to be concerned about or not. And we've actually found that most tools and most methods out there really struggle with this. In fact, our customer Lyft told us that they saw a 95% reduction in false positives just by using reachability with our SCA tool. Cool. All right. Now, we're able to find the stuff, right? Recurring theme, we're able to find it, but that's just part one. Part two is how do you resolve it? And this is where we've made things much easier in terms of how to prioritize vulnerabilities for our customers. And that is to determine if we do have something that fits into our queue, right? If it is a true vulnerability that we're really concerned about, you know, what happens if I change it? Will it break something? So we now give you that at a glance, what the remediation is for the vulnerability, and we flag it as safe to upgrade for you. And we give you some details on that as well to make sure that that's correct. But the idea here is this makes it so you don't have to spend time doing a little bit more research to determine if you make this change, will it cause a break? Okay, so on the flip side, what happens if it is a breaking change, right? So now what we have in front of us is a vulnerability that we need to address, but that is going to cause breaking changes. So we flag that for you immediately. You can sort on all of this stuff, and you can put this into a different queue, one that you can share with the team responsible for resolving, probably the developers. This could cause potential breaking changes, and we give you some insight into where those changes are going to occur, and what the issues might be, or sorry, how to address those issues, so you can provide that information back to the team. And the idea here is just to make sure that if you do need to resolve a vulnerability, everybody's aware that this one will take a little bit more effort than it would be if there's no breaking change, and you don't take the entire company down, website down, product down, service down if you do. So that's kind of what's neat and new here. And then the other thing is really making it simple and straightforward for once you've determined and discovered a vulnerability in maybe third-party code. This is also going to be available in our code product, and it's already live. Obviously, you're not in a pull request at that moment. Having an auto fix capability that creates a new pull request comment that a developer can flag. So you don't have to go through the work of going in and manually setting up an alert for them. You can actually do that now automatically through Semgrep. So just another way to make it much more efficient to remediate known vulnerabilities and bugs and problems that you want to resolve. Great. Okay, so moving on to the final section here, we're going to talk about the maybe I saved the best for last, the vibe coding and the integrations that we're now doing with our MCA integrations with some of the new vibe coding tools out there, like Cursor. So just really quickly, when we look at what's happening out in the world with some of these tools like Cursor or Claude Code, they're really robust tools that allow people and developers or just individuals, right, to write applications and to code with natural language prompts, and it's really exciting. And we know that business leaders and organizations are really excited about this new technology, but there's always a double-edged sword, right? And as security professionals, we're aware there's a lot of new code being created in a kind of a black box fashion, and we're not exactly certain, is this code being written securely? And what are we going to do about it if it's not written securely? And with the ability to write so much code so much faster, again, in a black box environment, are we going to be scaling the amount of vulnerabilities and bugs that we put out into the world and really scaling our attack surface exponentially, right? And so we are helping in that effort to write secure code, even if you're doing it in a vibe code way with our integration. And I can kind of show you how it looks. So it's an AI native IDE experience where you can actually prompt Semgrep right through your IDE, right through your instance of, in this case, Cursor. And you can actually ask it some questions. What we're building towards, the vision for this integration in this product is really to be in a world where AI knows about your backlog and just starts fixing things agentically. And so that's the goal here. That's where we see things heading, and that's what we're developing towards, is really making sure that as code is being written, it's being secured, which is super cool. So one of the use cases is, for instance, I need to resolve you ask it to look for some critical issues. And you want it to find some critical bugs in your repo, and you want Cursor to actually write those resolutions for you. So that's use case one that we see people using and that we foresee more people using moving forward. Another use case that we've sort of identified here is, again, doing this collaborative secure coding. So as you're writing the code, asking Semgrep, to go through it and flag any vulnerabilities that might appear, again, as you're writing the code. So really, really cool stuff. So that is the end of the technical session. Now to the really exciting stuff, all the cool things that we intend to do. We've done the exciting stuff. Now we're going to wrap it up. Handing it back over to you, Randall. Would you like control of
Yeah.
the screen?
Yeah. Thanks, Pete. Test groups have shown that a standard audience can tolerate about 10 minutes or so of my highly caffeinated foolishness and dad jokes without needing a break. That being said, let's get back to it. Folks, in summary, here is what we really want you to take away from this call today. When you come to Black Hat, swing by the booth, meet us, get some swag, and check out some demos while you're there. If you'd like, you can request a demo for a later date with you and your team. After that, hang out at the events, go and do stuff. Again, register early for those events. That's semgrep.dev/events. You can get them there, or /Black Hat. I think Amanda has got them in the chat as well. But most importantly, folks, be our friends. It's really so tough to make friends as an adult, or at least that's what my therapist tells me. So now, how about we give away some hats? Before I go to the next slide, get your keyboards ready. The first person to drop the correct answer into the chat will win a luxurious black Semgrep hat. And yeah, let's get going on that. Trivia time. What's the number of the booth at which you can find us at Black Hat? Watching the chat. Watching the chat. We've got Darren. Darren and Aaron both coming in really close, but Darren edges it out. Darren, we will get your info over. DM me your email address and we'll get it to our events team and we will get that out to you ASAP. Let's give away one more, shall we? Pete, cover your eyes. What color are Pete's eyes? Now, I don't even know this because I wasn't paying attention. So as soon as I start to see answers in the chat, we'll ask Pete and we'll figure it out.
I apologize to everybody who has asked a question that I cannot answer while doing this part.
Anybody with guesses as to the color of Pete's eyes? Give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No guesses. All right. Aaron, you're going to get a hat as well because you were right in after Darren on that last one. So please DM me your email address as well. Get it out to you. One more time, semgrep.dev/events/hackersummercamp. We're not going to end it yet. We're going to leave it open for Q&A. So yeah, let's open the floor up.
Floor's open. Feel free to chime in or just type it into the chat.
We have got one in the Q&A section, Pete.
Yeah, and I can kind of go through. Yeah, some questions from Alex Renev, and these are great questions, Alex. Thanks for sharing with us. And yeah, like digital forensics investigator, that's an interesting one. I don't really have anything further on that for you though. And in terms of negative trust and zero trust for AI programs and tools, I want to. So the question is should we take a posture? Do we deserve positive trust for AI out of the box? I think is what he's trying to ask. If that is the case, actually we kind of agree. We look at the world really as AIs are LLMs are great for certain things. They can find bugs. They can provide feedback on code. However, they hallucinate, as we know. But they're also cannot offer. They're not necessarily consistent, which is very hard to build any policies on top of. And there's other issues as well. So we actually firmly believe in having a deterministic engine underpinning what we're doing with artificial intelligence as well. So it's really a feedback between those two systems that we're finding are the best results and where you can have the ability to do more, rely more on what that tool is doing. Great. Well, I think that's the end of the questions. So anybody has anything they would like to share? So I think we can go ahead and wrap things up.
Before we wrap up, let's just get Aaron Cruz's email address. Oh, I guess we've got it in the registrations, don't we? Okay. Darren and Aaron, we will have some hats out to you shortly, or at least an email to get those hats. Folks, thanks again for tuning in, hanging out with us on a Tuesday morning.
You guys are already
afternoon,
winners.
evening.
You're already winners. Before you even go to Vegas, you're going to come out ahead. That's how we decide. That's what we think.
That's the nicest thing I've ever heard Pete say to anybody, especially me. So, I mean, that's special.
That's not true.
Thanks again, everybody. Pete, thanks for hanging out with me. I know that they made you hang out with me, but thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for being my friend for half an hour. Looking forward to doing this next one with you.
Anytime, as long as they give me enough coffee, I can put up with Randall. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
This was great.
Cheers,
Really appreciate
everybody.
the time.